Friday, July 10th, 3029. It is the final day of Operation Iron Oak, a contract which hired X Company to aid the Lyran Commonwealth against their foes in the Draconis Combine. The world of Sabik has been a war zone for the last 4 months, but now it's finally over. Lyran forces are evacuating in order, back to their dropships to finally return to the Commonwealth and prepare for their next assault. But the Draconis will not be denied. Assaulting on all fronts, they are attempting to cut off the Lyran retreat and prevent them from leaving in an orderly fashion. Only a probing attack can stop their forces, put them in disarray, and allow the Lyrans to retreat in the fashion that they dictated. And only X Company is available to perform this attack. Over our last several missions, we've managed to win ourselves back into our employer's graces, and are at contract score 0. If we succeed this mission, we get a passing grade. If we fail, we will not pass this contract. If we lose one ally mech, we will not pass this contract. But if we succeed, we will actually get a passing grade in spite of their sheer incompetence. Can we do it? I don't fucking know. I guess let's see. So there you have it, folks. The last mission of this operation. Big Sky Lance has been contracted to engage in a probing attack against Draconis forces. And if we can do this, we can actually gain one final point on our contract score, which will put us at positive, meaning we actually get a thumbs up from the MRBC from this contract. What that effectively translates as is an increase to our overall Dragoon rating, you know, the rating by which you measure all all mercenary companies, which overall would be a good thing. A higher Dragoon rating means bigger contracts, bigger payouts, more perks, as it were. Better people come to join up with you, so on and so forth. So that would be a really nice thing to take home, and so I'm actually a little thankful that the Draconis provided me this one last chance before we zoom off. What do we have to deal with? Big Sky Lance is, of course, the same Lance that it's been since almost the beginning. We've actually, well, that's not true. We shook it up a fair amount after the first couple of weeks, but ever since the month of hell, it's been more or less the same. Bunch of medium mechs, even the Hermes too, which I keep forgetting is actually a medium mech, but it's such a tiny one, I keep assigning it mentally as a light. Our Lyran allies are sending a pair of stingers again. Who could fucking expect that they'd send a couple more buckets my way in order to make sure that I can just really get fucked over. Against... So a Phoenix Hawk is a medium mech. A Scorpion... Is that a tank or a... It's got a call sign like a mech, but so does the pack rat, I guess. So I think that's a tank. A Prowler, yeah, I don't know what it's got, but you know, we'll find out when we get to the battle screen. Prowler, multi-terrain, we've seen those before. They've got some missiles and cannons and shit. Vedette, we know and hate them. Pack rat, it's got, you know, some missiles, or some machine guns if I remember correctly. 2 Pegasus scout hover tanks. These guys are packing, let's see here, is it the Pegasus or is it the... Yeah, I think these are the ones with the SRM-6's pods. And we've got a full 3 of those, one of them that's got a pretty good crew in it. Fighting in wetlands, Wooded Lake. Not a big fan of fighting in wetlands, especially since my allies have shown a proclivity to just get themselves stuck in the mud, so I'm probably going to re-roll that and cross my fingers. Dusk Dawn I'm okay with, Clear I'm okay with. The wind is a moderate gale, so unfortunately Hog's missiles are going to be kind of fucked with, but what can you do? Now we've got a couple of things that might help us out on this one. For starters, we can't always roll our... infantry, and if we succeed, you know, if our infantry allow us to avoid this mission, I may just go ahead and do that, because I'm not going to get a lot of great salvage off of it. Like, there's one mech. Actually, I don't think that's right. I think it always has to be, for a mixed pod, you got to have at least 2 mechs, 2 vehicles. So is the Scorpion a mech? If so, I have no idea which type of mech it is. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe we won't see. If we don't see, I'll pull it up. But we do have our infantry, and they can potentially allow us to skip this mission. Count it as a success. So on a roll of 6, they'll do it. Can they do it this week? No. All right. Someday that'll come up, and I'm sure it'll be clutch when it does. Oh, I shouldn't have closed that, because another option that we have is that Central Lance has been on fight roll and did not get a mission this week, so they can potentially reinforce. They also need to roll a 6 to do so. So, 6? No. Alright, so unfortunately Central is having to assist with the evacuation, packing up, making sure that all the Lyran generals get all of their various, boxes full of stolen Draconis rugs smuggled on board, etc., etc. So we're alone on this one, but the enemies we're facing are mostly a bunch of vehicles. Whoops. Mostly a bunch of vehicles look like. The only thing I'm really hating is the fact that we've got these 2 stingers, because I just if we can get this, ace it, not lose anyone, not take too much damage. Well, fuck taking damage. If we don't lose anyone, especially if we don't lose any of our Lyran allies, and win, that would actually be a positive contract on Operation Iron Oak, in spite of all the bullshit that I've had to put up with. Now this is a probing attack, which is a very light attack. We got to destroy 1/4 of the enemy forces while having less than 1/4 of our own forces destroyed. That means that if we lose 2 of ours, we are forced from the field. If they lose 2 of theirs, because they've got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yeah, 8 standard. If they lose 2 of theirs, they have to be forced from the field. So that's pretty much what we're going to be aiming to do. Probably just destroy whichever 2 vehicles get closest to us first. Have Wolverine zap them, Shadowhawk zap them, the Hermes 2 zap them, and the Trebuchet, provide what missile fire that he can in the moderate gale. Things to pay attention to. We are starting at west, they're starting at east, so it's going to be a horizontal attack across the map. Need to pay more attention to that, because where the enemy deploys does matter, and I've fucked that up before. As for what terrain type, I am going to re-roll these wetlands and just cross my fingers that I don't get somewhere that's got lots of mud. Wooded is okay. Wooded is fine. That's going to provide lots of cover, which actually it works a little bit against me, because with 3 Pegasus Scout hover tanks, they probably have more short-range punch than I do. But I'll accept it. It's better than getting stuck in the mud. So, there's really not much more to discuss on this one. Let's get down there and try to bring home a win, because if we do, that's a big win on this contract, and I will really respect you. Sassy has done a lot on this mission. Big Sky Lance, of all the lances, well, you know what? They've gotten a lot of work done. I'm just going to say that right now. I'm going to leave any deeper evaluation for my post contract op video. So for right now, let's get down there. Let's get started. Good work, Cristobal Marinatos. I knew you could replace that arm. That's going to actually allow us to get... Oh, there we are. Things are a little loud on my end. Do I still have that thing cranked up? Yeah, I do. I totally do. Ah, You got to see the kind of media player I use. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. Anyways. Oh, holy shit. It's a quad mech. Oh my god, these are rare. That's a rare Pepe right there. Quad mech packing a PPC and an SRM6. That's, it's a little bit of a sniper, but also a little bit of a punch. Very weird. It's got movement 6, despite being a 55-tonner. Well, geez, this thing is just kind of sprinting across the field. It's only got half the maximum armor that it can possibly take. So this thing is kind of a quick reaction sniper, designed to, you know, gallop from place to place and then put shots on target. Uh, both of its weapons are mounted in right torso, which they'd have to be. So quad mechs are an unusual sight in BattleTech. They replace their arms with just a couple more legs. This means that they are notoriously difficult to knock out on legging, because you got to knock out more than just one leg to make them fall over. With missing one leg, they can still get up and still reasonably fight. But it does mean that they are a lot less flexible than other mechs. That said, one thing that they can do is sidestep. They can kind of crab shuffle sideways, whereas normal mechs just have problems with doing that because their knees and hips don't quite bend like a person's. Phoenix Hawk, we've seen them before. Oh, I've just opened up the Scorpion again. No, I don't want to configure it. I want to look at it. Phoenix Hawk, we've seen that before. They've got a large array of weaponry, a medium laser, large laser, and some machine guns close up. They are decently armored for a medium mech, but they're only a 45-ton mech, so they're not as impressive as, say, my Wolverine. I mean, but that's kind of cheating. My Wolverine is just so damn cool. Look at all that armor. The Prowler, we've seen these before. They've got medium lasers, an SRM-2 and an LRM-10. VDET, we've seen them before. AC5 and machine gun and all that business. The Pack Rat, I'm pretty sure this just has, well, no, this is a different type that has an SRM-6 and a flamer, so stay away from me, you filthy. Yeah, the 3 Pegasuses are all packing 2 SRM-6s apiece, so don't want them to get close to me, especially not John Gadina, because John Gadina is a pretty crack shot. But what we're probably going to do, we're going to stick as close as we possibly can to our allied stingers so that we can attract fire off of them. There's nothing here that has anything like an AC-10, but we do have a PPC, or an AC-20, but we do have a PPC which could seriously destroy a stinger in a single shot. I mean, maybe not a single, no, totally in a single shot. Look at that. It's got center torso. Well, if it got on rear armor. The center torso at least has 6 armor, 6 internal, so it would need 2 shots to knock it out. Ooh. But it can also limb a lot of its stuff in a single shot. It could limb its leg, limb its arms, etc., etc. Knock off left torso. If it hits the center torso is at least where the machine gun ammo is, but any shot on the center torso with that PPC is going to proc a crit, so it might explode from that. Point is, I don't want that to happen, so I'm going to try to make myself a target to help deal with that. I can take a couple PPC shots. I don't care that much. Phoenix Hawk, also I hate him, but we're just going to aim at the first vehicle that makes itself a target, zap it down, zap at the second vehicle, take home a win, take home some minor salvage, and hopefully take home a actually positive contract. Let's get on the ground. Pretty good on deployment. That Scorpion's pretty fast on its feet. So, Draconis deploying over... Shit, was it east or west? I know one of us is east, one of us is west. I want to say they're east? I got a 50% chance of being right. Yeah, they're east, which actually works out pretty well in my favor. There's a shitload of cover up here, which means that I'll be able to advance up on pretty much, well, it does mean I'll advance up kind of slowly, except that I've got some jump jets for getting some distance in spite of that. So probably deploy up on this side of the map and pray that my allies deploy over on this side of the map and just get tangled up in this water and decide not to go anywhere. I would be really happy if my Lyran allies decided to do that coward thing again, so that I could just fight this match without having to babysit them. With that need for speed in mind, one thing that we can do, the Shadowhawk is the Shadowhawk and the Wolverine both have jump jets. The Trebuchet and the Hermes do not. Oh, but the Trebuchet is still arriving a turn late. Well, what I can do is the Shadowhawk doesn't have as good a jump jets, so by putting it here, I can allow it to just kind of rush forward into this cover. Uh, my uh, Wolverine I can put here, where it might be able to just do a quick turn and run into this cover, not lose too much speed. And my Hermes definitely has enough speed to deploy here and then do the same. So let's do that generally. Oh, actually, thought. Um, yeah, the Trebuchet will be deploying with us. I'd forgotten about that. For some reason, I had already been thinking that he's gonna arrive late, but no, he arrives just on time. Just right after everyone else has deployed. He's still there on the battle line at the start of the mission, but it just takes him a little while to get set up. So I need to leave a hole for him. Probably leave him the hole that I was given to the Wolverine, and instead I'll pop the Wolverine here, allow her to either run or jump jet into position, and then the Hermes will get stuck back here, but it's got lots of speed, so that should be fun. Ah, dang it. Dang it. Huh. Well, that's the name of the song I used. It's a uh, something by Kevin MacLeod, one of those, not open source, what is it? Like royalty free music. I just have to acknowledge him. So I acknowledge you, Kevin. You do some good work. Let's see here. We were deploying the Wolverine. I got real nervous for a moment. Wanted to make sure it was actually recording. Lyrans have to deploy. They're deploying most of their Pegasus up here. Since I'm kind of deploying to end up here, okay, Lyran's deployed a Stinger up there. Well, shit. It's got jump jets, so it's going to be able to move of its own accord. I'm not happy with that, but I'll deal. Hermes in this position, and just following, we're pretty much all shoving ourselves up this narrow corridor. Still pretty excellent rolls on our first initiative. Shadowhawk has to move first, but we get to see most of the enemy move before we do. Once again, uh, Dizzy is giving us excellent bonuses on moving first. And the Trebuchet I'm putting here. Turn here because we do need to turn to go up this narrow corridor. So, where are they moving to? Never know where to put this thing on split maps like this one. It's just kind of in the way no matter where it is. Maybe I can just sort of fit it off over here. That'll kind of work. Anyway, so most of the enemy vehicles moved up. I don't think we're going to get eyes on him this turn. We'll try, but I sort of doubt it. Yeah, there's no way. There's just too much tree cover. But this does meet with my general plan of rushing forward and trying to get as much cover as I can. Over here, we're doing same. We're going to be creating another little conga line like we had before. Probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this is further than I'd get jump jetting, I'm pretty sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, definitely. Turn this way so that she can kind of come around on this side on a following turn. The Trebuchet can get into some pretty good positions. He can get there. Can he get here? Not quite. But he can get here, and that's going to allow him to kind of follow up on that direction as well. Stinger is jumping forward, but that means that he's just kind of keeping pace with us right now. So nothing worth panicking about yet. And we can kind of point our Hermes in the same upward direction so that he can then turn and kind of go on this arc. So, works for me. Pegasus is going balls out, but, you know, didn't hurt him too bad. We're not going to see anything this turn. And so we're into turn 2. There we go. Show me where you're going to move, you shitbirds. Well, most of them are taking cover behind the trees, hardly surprising, but the Phoenix Hawk did expose himself, so it's possible that we'll be able to get shots on him. Is there anywhere on this tree line that would actually be able to see him? I know I'm just kind of moving all around here. If we could get this far, it looks like, but everywhere else is going to have blocked LOS. Yeah, even like there. Oh. Okay. So that position would see him, but I don't think we're going to get to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, even jump jetting, we wouldn't make it. So that kind of upsets me, because I bet those stingers are going to jump into a position where they can be seen by the Phoenix Hawk. And I can't quite get into position to see him. But, you know, we'll play this out as best as we can. No, still one short. Well, you know, move it, get into position. Yeah, I think, nope, that position can't be seen. Okay, good work, guys. You managed to not jump into exposing yourself to the enemy before you had to whatsoever. I count that as a success in my Lyran code, Lyran Commander Handbook. Is there something better for you to do than just join the conga line? Nah, just get in conga line. Once again, we're not going to see anything. But next turn is definitely going to be engagement. So, show me your moves. What's going to expose itself? Scorpion moving up. Phoenix Hawk is jumping way the hell forward. Scorpion, where can it see? The Scorpion can only really see this narrow valley, which, if I have any say about it, I'd prefer not to be seen in it, because that's just exposing myself to fire that I don't need to deal with. The Phoenix Hawk can be seen in this whole arc, so we can definitely push up to attack him. This Vidette can see over here, and so likewise we can see the Vidette from there. If we can get into position around here-ish, we should be able to lay shots on that Vidette and shots on this pack rat. And although there's a tasty Phoenix Hawk right there, I want to end this mission. I want it over, and I want it done with. And to that end, I'm probably going to just lay all of the fire that I can this turn on that Vidette, and then move to something else on the next turn. So with that in mind, I want to see if I can get my LRM-15s into a good position on that Vidette. Can I get anything better than that? Well, I can get into heavy cover while moving a fair amount. That puts the Phoenix Hawk at great range, but that's also going to be seen by the Scorpion. I said I didn't want to go... No, actually, second thought. I absolutely want to be seen by that Scorpion, because even though a hit from that would melt some of my armor on my trebuchet, if one of my Lyran allies jumps into his point of view, I absolutely want to take the shots rather than have any of them land on the stinger. So, we're going to put the trebuchet in a slightly risky business. Well, actually, that's, I don't like that, because you're facing your light mech against his medium mech, but at least the Scorpion can't see you. So, the Phoenix Hawk just has to land one of his large lasers and one of his medium lasers in order for you to die, you piece of shit. Alright. Let's see. General plan of action was to get over here, try to get weapons on that Vidette. Sadly, I don't think I'm going to be able to get anything but long range on the Vidette with my Wolverine. So actually, maybe something to do. Let's double our chances of helping my ally out. My ally jump jetted. And hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could jump jet too, but my point was, My ally jump jetted, which means it's going to be, and he jump jetted a long distance, which means it's going to be hard to hit him. If I don't move as far and just run, then I might be an easier target for the Phoenix Hawk, and so he'll take shots on me instead of the Stinger, even though the Stinger's much closer. Let's see if I can't get that math to work out. The Hermes I don't particularly want to expose to that, so I want to see if I can get him to help out with the Vidette. It kind of looks like he can't really do that easily. He can get it in its AC5 range, and that should be good enough. And he is also moving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so he's going to be harder to hit than my Wolverine. So we'll hope for that. Meanwhile, the person who's really going to be able to lay sight on that Vidette is probably, well, still only medium. And it also exposes you to the Scorpion. If you move here instead, not in medium, but the Scorpion can't see you. F it, can't be that scared of the Scorpion. Both the Shadowhawk and the Trebuchet can take those kinds of hits. This Stinger is hiding in the tree line, so, you know, the problem is if any one of you dies, I've lost this contract, and I'm not going to be happy about that. Well, shit. Because of the moderate gale, I can't actually land any of my missile shots onto this guy. Well, actually, no, it's a lot of other things, too. Medium lasers, no chance. I guess I actually do have to shoot at this Phoenix Hawk here, just because that's the only thing that's possibly going to hit. So, we'll do that. We'll torso twist on this Chumpalump and give him some missiles. Over here, can you land a large laser on this guy? Man, he ran pretty far for a Vidette. But no, doesn't look like it. You've got a shot you can potentially take on, let's see here, you're at medium range for both of these. Don't bother with the SRM, but you can do, like, the large laser in both the mediums and only be 2 overheat. That should be fine. That should be good. So it turns out we're actually picking on the Phoenix Hawk, apparently, because no one can get me a convincing shot on that Vidette. And once again, shots that do damage are better than shots that don't do damage, even on sensitive targets. So, yeah, we'll just lay into this fun guy and see if we can't maybe just crit the piss out of him. Oh, you can't even see the Vidette from your position. Man, I just fucked up. Oh well, we're shooting this Phoenix Hawk now. Everyone on the Phoenix Hawk, dump your ammo on the Phoenix Hawk. See what happens. Phoenix Hawk did take the shots at the Stinger, but fortunately missed every one. Oh, thank goodness. Vidette fired at my Wolverine and missed. I'm down with that. Ho-ho! Trebuchet manages to misses its LRM-15, but the other one hits. Only half of its missiles hit, or only a third of its missiles hit, but those that hit do a through armor critical, which actually puts a critical hit on that guy's engine. That's actually excellent, because this guy fired everything. He gained 8, 3, 14 heat. I don't know what the exact heat sinks on the Phoenix Hawk are, but having gained 18 heat, he's now going to gain 5 more on the engine baffles leaking heat all over the place. I know that's not how a fusion engine would work. Don't worry. You know, shut up. So he's going to be severely overheated. That's going to significantly impair his ability to operate. Friendly Stinger fires at the Phoenix Hawk, gets nothing. Our Wolverine fires at the Phoenix Hawk, gets nothing. Our Hermes actually lands the AC5 on that same center torso, so that's a little bit more armor stripping. Then the PPC and such miss, and the 1 medium laser from the Stinger miss. So, pretty good turn for helping to take that Phoenix Hawk out as a potential threat. Yeah, look at him. He's now at 11 heat. That's going to be penalties to move, penalties to shoot. So, excellent, excellent work, Hog. That might have been exactly what we needed to keep these Lyran idiots alive. Once again, show me your moves. Show me your moves. All right, the Pegasus is coming up. Yeah, we've got a lot of heat that is just now showing up. This guy was at 11 heat and jumped 5, so either he's not going to fire anything. What's your heat capacity, Phoenix Hawk? You've just got standard heat. So you're 6 over right now, and if you fire anything, you're still going to be well over. He might just, be heat dumping himself into non-existence, but man, I do not like the fact that that Scorpion is there, but what can you do? All right, targets. We thought about getting the VDET earlier, but that didn't pan out. Now we have options. Options and enemies. I still want the enemies to take shots on me. Even though that's going to be a lot of fire, I would prefer that over anything else. So, I would kind of want to just take a very slow, very deliberate turn with my trebuchet here, trying to get this Pegasus into range so that I can just lay a shitload of LRM-15 crits on it. In fact, I may just focus the entire company on this boob and see if I can't knock it into the water, and then on a following turn pick another tank, maybe another one of these Pegasuses if they actually emerge, and zap at it to try to knock it out. I could try to go for a double knockout this turn. I'm going to be hitting this Pegasus kind of on front armor. Can I maybe maneuver while still walking? I think that's going to be... This would definitely be a side hit. It would be at a penalty, but only a -1, but we already got enough penalties from the Gale, so I'll take this. I think that'll translate into a side hit, maybe. I'll take that chance, and should scoot slow enough so that I'm attracting fire onto myself. The person who could really wreck me would be the medium lasers and large on this Phoenix Hawk, except that he's heated to shit, so, I'm not overly worried about him. You get to reap what you sowed, Hog. Over here, I want to move the Shadowhawk a little faster, but probably not fast enough to put myself at a penalty, because just scooting up like that is going to put a lot of shit at my short range, and I can pretty much take my shots as I like. But what I think I like is trying to get shots on this Pegasus. Now that said, if I just backed up 1, I would get good shots on him and okay LRM-5 shots. Yeah, we're going to move slow because I'm going to count on my allies moving really fast, moving far distances really quickly. Yeah, like that. And actually, that's a pretty excellent spot for you. The Scorpion can see you, but the Scorpion has front-mounted weapons, and it can't torso twist. It doesn't have a torso. It's just a big torso with legs on. The Pegasus can hit you in your rear. I am not a fan of that, god damn it, because that's the good shot, you idiot. What are you doing? So we just kind of have to cross fingers on that one. But, otherwise he's pretty well protected. For getting shots on Chump, I'm going to walk up with my Wolverine and just kind of get this Pegasus into range so that I can dump a lot of heat on him. In fact, I could move up like that and sort of encourage the Scorpion to pay attention to me too. Actually, he's got a PPC, so if I back up 1, that'll encourage him to put that PPC on me, and I can take it. I can take it. I'm tough. So where are you going, other Lyran? What's the game plan? Wow, you fucking idiot. You absolute moron. I hate you. I hate you as with the fury of 1,000 suns. Just, I can't explain the blazing hot intensity of heat I have for you at this minute. I would say that I wish I could hate you to death, but really, I wish I could hate you to life. Okay. Can I get this guy in good range for both the medium laser and the AC-5? Maybe. Kinda. I think that that's going to actually be pretty excellent. Is that within flamer range? It is. So, I'll... Oh wait, hang on. What am I thinking? I'm not aiming at the Stinger. Huh. I kept thinking the Lyrans are the enemy, because the Lyrans are the fucking enemy. But right here is excellent for putting shots on this Pegasus. So let's do that. Yeah, that guy is a boss at just fucking flanking and turning. What a hardcore piece of shit he is. Alright. All damage downrange on this Pegasus. He moved pretty fast, so he's a hard target, but, just don't worry about that. Concentrate. Be one with your chi. Just center yourself and fire everything. Fire everything. One of them will hit. Just shoot it all. Okay, maybe not you. With 2 medium lasers and an SRM-6, that's going to put you 3 over. If I did the large laser, you'd be 11 over. That is unnecessary. So instead, actually no, you wouldn't be, because you've got your 3 over, or 13, which is actually -1. You'd just be 7 over. 7 over, checking my heat scale, would just be a -1 to movement points, which I could afford at this point. Fire everything. Fire fucking everything. Put that thing in a watery grave and put us 1 point closer to being out of this fucking contract with a win. For you, medium laser, AC5, and flamer all going. Let's see what we do. Pegasus number 3, firing at a Wolverine. Is that the accurate one? I have no idea, but it missed everything, so I guess not. Pack Rat manages to fire SRM-6 at my Trebuchet. Yes, the enemies are taking shots at my mechs. That's what I want. I want that to happen. Scorpion manages to take a shot on my Wolverine in the leg. We can't take another one of those without going to criticals, but, the fact that we could take one speaks volumes of the Wolverine's hardiness. Phoenix Hawk shoots its 1 medium laser at my Trebuchet. That's all he can afford. Prowler firing at that Stinger who got into fucking position. Fuck you. Vidette hits my Wolverine in right leg. Can take that kind of shot in the right leg. I'm fine. Trebuchet manages to land one of the LRM-15s, but 12 missiles hit. That's a significant amount. So we strip armor for the turret, hit on the front, and manage to half his move speed. So that's excellent. He's going to be slow, and we can probably finalize him. Miss with the PPC and LRM-5. Those weren't super likely. Miss with the the large laser and the medium laser and the SRM-6, but we get at least one hit on the left side, but unfortunately no damage crit. Stinger taking a shot at the Prowler. Fuck you, that's not where you're supposed to be. And we actually hit with the Hermes medium laser and AC5. Dizzy is a crack shot, but even though we proc a critical, it doesn't actually go through. So, unfortunately, despite firing everything... Please don't. Please. Please stop. Please. Stop. Stop. You suck. You suck out loud. You suck so much. Suck a egg through a garden hose. It's just... That Phoenix Hawk is already boiling himself, and he came actually pretty close to shutting himself down, which would have been hilarious. But if he doesn't stop firing and jump jetting, he's going to put himself in a nasty position. But I guess he just doesn't care. The Scorpion has also put itself in a bad position, well, only movement-wise. In fact, we put ourselves in a slightly worse one, but it's still the same modifier, just minus to movement. So, once again, let's see where all of them move, and hopefully that Pegasus will be slow enough that we can catch it and maybe kick it. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. We can catch and kick that son of a bitch. Bunch of the enemies. This guy jump jetted again, so he's already built up to heat 14. Oh wait, he's heat 14 and he jumped, what, 3? 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So he's built himself up to heat 17 already. The idiot. What can I lay shots on? So since I've got a lot of potential heat I can put on this Wolverine, or put on this Pegasus, between my Hermes and my Wolverine, I can put 2 kicks on him. I can put a lot of laser fire and a lot of SRM fire. I feel like I should diversify a bit. These Pegasuses over here have decided that they want to hide from this fight. That's okay by me. Where did the pack rat go? That's important to me. The pack rat is in this hex. So I want to put shots on that pack rat. It's lightly armored, and if especially I could get some side shots, that would really make my day. But I might not be able to do that. Although, what I probably can do is back up a little bit, and that will put me... Oh wait, just one less. One less. That puts me at the sweet spot. This would also be in the sweet spot, so can I kind of walk into there? Wouldn't that put... No, wait, duh. Duh. This one would also be at the sweet spot, but I wouldn't want to go there. That's just going to give me penalties from intervening terrain. So instead, we're just going to slowly back up, get good shots, or as good a shots as we can, on this pack rat. Well, the pack rat moved to flanked 5, so mod 2. Gonna be kind of hard to hit. Is there another vehicle out there? There's a vedette, but it's in cover. I think I'll take this. I think irrespective, I'll take this position and pick my targets when I'm done. Phoenix Hawk over here. This guy moved a bunch, so he's going to be hard to hit, so not even going to bother. I was wanting to put shots on that pack rat, so a little scootsy bootsy would get me into good range for the pack rat and put me in some cover, and put that pack rat in no cover. So I think I'll play it that way. Maybe turn a little just to make sure that I'm not exposing anything sensitive. Stinger has to activate. Where are you going to go, Stinger? Please don't be stupid. I'll take that, actually. That's hard for you to... well, actually, no, actually, that's not great. That means you're... Well, you're at point blank for his PPC. Point blank for his PPC is going to be a hard shot for him. For my Wolverine, I feel like parking. No, that's stupid. Don't attract fire that much. If you just move a little, and then move like that, it'll just be a 1-point penalty, and you'll still get excellent kicks, and you can even decide whether you want to kick on the Scorpion or on the tank. In fact, if we just turn like that, we can still get all of our shots on the tank and be facing head on the Scorpion, so that its armor, its damage can go somewhere randomly on our armor, and not just be focused on one side. So Zoop, Hermes is just slowly walking into position here for kicking times. Kicking times are real. So, Phoenix Hawk, I've got 12s to hit. The Vedette here, 10s to hit. The Prowler here, 8s to hit. Prowler did not move much. Pack Rat, 10s to hit. Since I'm mostly going for potential criticals just to knock things out of a fight, I don't really want to focus too much on stripping armor off that pack rat. Although, a quick question, what are the Pegasi over here? 11, yeah, so let's take our shots on that Prowler and hope for a lucky critical. You're building up heat slowly, but I'm pretty much just going to be firing your LRM-15s every turn, man. That's just how this is going to work. Shadowhawk over here, let's see here, has 10s on that, 6 on the Prowler. I'm definitely taking that. We are putting our secondaries on the Prowler. Over here, the Wolverine is focusing on the Pegasus that's right next to it. We built up 8 heat, so we want to take it a little easy, just to prevent ourselves from nuking our shooting. An SRM-6 will give us 4, so that put us at 12. Medium laser would bring us up to 1 over. We could go up to 4 over. 4 over actually still sounds... Now, let me double check my math on that, because that should be 18. 4 over still sounds fine. There's no penalty associated with that, so we can go into that kind of heat debt. We'll just use medium laser, and an SRM-6, and try to take that thing the fuck out. The Hermes is going to be doing a similar gesture. its AC5 is still pretty likely to hit despite being point blank, so never mind. I could fire a shot downrange and see if I could smack that Phoenix Hawk where it hurts, but no, no. Don't get stupid, don't get greedy. We are just trying to win. Vedette slaps my Wolverine, ow. Scorpion slaps my Wolverine, ow. Pegasus slaps my Wolverine, ow. But these are all things that I wanted to happen. She probably is going to have to make that pilot check now. SRM-6, Packrat misses Wolverine. Prowler misses Wolverine. Trebuchet hits the Prowler, and fucking excellent, Hog. Fucking A. That is a disabled Prowler. Excelente. You didn't follow up, but that's fine. All I wanted was that guy out of the action so that when we follow up with my Stinger firing at the Scorpion and doing some rear damage, okay, and our friendly Stinger firing at the Scorpion and doing some damage, okay, but our Wolverine goes in on that Pegasus and immobilizes it by destroying the engine, and then busting a fan, and then busting a fan, and then busting a fan, and then busting a fan. Jesus, Sassy, calm down. Nope, we will not be denied, because then fucking Dizzy busts a fan, and then he busts a fan. Fuck your fans, fuckhead. Okay, so this guy is entirely out of fans, and he's going to have to abandon ship because he's fanless. So that is the two things that we needed eliminated. Since that's taken out, I feel pretty confident that I can just kick this guy. Now, unfortunately, it's not /victory until they abandon it, so next turn. But we'll go ahead and put some kicks on this Scorpion. I don't want to put a kick on that guy. He's already taken care of. You little Stinger piece of shit, if you kick that disabled tank, I'm gonna shit fire on you. Okay, sorry, looking ahead, weird stuff. We have the Stinger kicking at the Scorpion, good. It manages to do some damage to its left torso rear. Stinger kicks at that Pegasus, you piece of shit, but fortunately doesn't destroy it, just destroys the stabilizer, so it's still more or less salvage. I'm gonna figure out a way to shit fire on you, you little shithead. Anyway, Wolverine kicks the Scorpion, hits it in the front left leg, manages to breach its armor, which means that its armor is currently flooding, deals a critical hit and puts 2 hits on its upper and lower leg. That means the guy's gonna have to pilot. It's actually pretty likely, because quads are super easy to pilot. They're super stable. However, the penalty he has is pretty amazing, looks like. Let's see here. Base 4 piloting skill, good pilot, -2 quad bonus. But I destroyed his front left hip actuator, busted his leg, busted his leg, busted his leg, busted his leg. Damn, did I really bust him that many times, or is that like a bug? Well, whatever. He falls over into the water, but doesn't flood. She takes damage on the fall, but remains conscious. But that means that Scorpion is pretty badly wrecked. Alright, so we're going to see the abandons here. Yep, both vehicles abandoned. That is 2 of their 8 knocked out. That's 1/4, and that's /victory. We just have to survive this turn, and we get to go home winner, winner, chicken dinners. Now is the time to get a little greedy. That Scorpion had to sit still. It is in the water and can't escape. It's pretty lightly armored. If I dump a lot of fire on it, especially because it stayed still, I could probably take that home as salvage. The Phoenix Hawk jumped a bunch. He hasn't taken a lot of damage, he just took a nasty critical. Taking him out of the fight is unlikely, to say the least, and I'm super happy these Pegasi stayed over here and this Vedette seems to be content to hide. So what I really want to do is get this Scorpion into ideal LRM-15 range, which I can do by just scooting up a bit. I want to put it at ideal Wolverine range, which is actually right here. I could scoot a boot, and in fact am going to scoot a boot, to open up an area for my Shadowhawk to get in. Because one thing I'd like to do in order to take this thing home is just kick it a shitload in case all of our weapon fire doesn't finish it up. So we'll scoot a boot. My Shadowhawk can scoot into place, and if this little stinger shit moves out of the way, my Hermes can also get into kicking position. Now, the Shadowhawk isn't going to have a great shot against the Scorpion at this range, but that's okay. We can either take a, look for a lucky shot on that Phoenix Hawk. This guy jumped in front of the Vedette, but I feel pretty okay about that. Yeah, Hermes, scoot into place. Shoop. And let's focus all of our hate on this Scorpion and see if we can hate it to death. So, LRM-15 going out. This is the final turn. So heat dump. Heat dump like crazy. We're at 5 over right now. The only thing we have to avoid is a ammo explosion, which starts happening at a 19. And that's a 19 after heat is determined. So we're at 5 over. Even if we fire all of these, we'd be 14 over. Chance to shut down, but no chance to explode. So let the lasers, in fact, proper order of operation, let the lasers fly and let the missiles crit seek. Wolverine is 5 over. If we fire these, we'll be 1 over, 9 over. That's a no-brainer. Fire fucking... Oh, wait, no. Order of operation. You always want to start with your most damaging weapons, especially ones that do single hits, because that'll strip armor, expose areas to criticals, and make it more likely to destroy the mech. If we can take this home intact, that would be hilarious. It actually wouldn't be too bad to have another sniper medium like the Shadowhawk. And in fact, the fact that the thing is so damn fast is pretty impressive. But I'd probably just want to sell it, if I'm being totally honest with myself. Anyway, yeah, I just kind of want to sell whatever's left of this thing for money. Yeah, like I said, not a great shot with the PPC. We could instead take shots on this Vedette and see if we get lucky. Hell, why not? It's not like they're very likely to hit on that sucker anyway, so we'll just take the shots that sound cool. Over here, your AC-5 is likely to land on this guy. It's way more likely to land on that Vedette, though, and we could crit it. You know what? Yeah, I bet you're capable of doing that. We'll give the medium laser and the flamer to this guy, but that Vedette over there, we're going to give him an AC-5. Immediately regretting that decision. No. No, no, no. No. Stay on target. How do we do? Scorpion fires a PPC at the Wolverine. Strips a little more armor, but whatever. Nice roll, but it won't matter. We're still alive. Packrat fires at my Wolverine. Shut up. Phoenix Hawk fires at our friendly Stinger, but friendly Stinger manages to stay alive. He is damaged, but he is still alive. You're fine. You are fine, you fuckwit. Vedette fires at my Wolverine. Misses. Trebuchet misses. No. Yes? Yeah. All of the medium lasers miss. Not surprising. They weren't good shots. But LRM-15 hits, dishing out 9 missiles, which is 5 damage, 4 damage. Wolverine misses large laser. Sad. Medium laser hits, zaps for a bit. But unfortunately, he was behind cover, so managed to avoid damage somewhat. Do manage to pop him with one of the SRM-6s that hit. He got some pretty lucky rolls on his cover, but that's fine. That's fine. We're just here to kick him. PPC and LRM-5 missed the Vedette, unfortunately. Stinger is picking on the Scorpion. He gets lucky again on that cover. But we do put another zap on him. And this Stinger is out-zapping that Vedette that we were targeting. Manages to do some motive system damage, but doesn't disable it, so we don't get to take it. And unfortunately, we miss, well, we hit with the flamer, but everything else is blocked by cover. But, you know, sad that we didn't do much damage, but the name of the game this time was a roundabout round of kicking. Kick him, kick him, kick him hard, kick him where it hurts, kick him till he bleeds. Okay, Phoenix Hawk kicked at my stinger. Fuck you, but he missed. Wolverine kicks right into that scorpion, damage to right torso. My Shadowhawk kicks into its left torso and crits it on its SRM-6 ammo. It explodes. The mech is destroyed. However, that means that we get to take that home as salvage. It won't be an intact mech, but it's still mech pieces, and mech pieces count for something. Stinger kicks back at the Phoenix Hawk and actually hits. Stinger kicks at the Vedette, doesn't take it home. Hermes puts in a little extra hit on that Scorpion, and the Phoenix Hawk manages his pilot checks, but we are at /victory. We have acquired all victory conditions, which means break out the noisemakers, boys and girls. We succeeded at this fucking contract. Through hell and high water, through hardship and travail, through losing a goddamn assault mech to a goddamn SRM-6 from a goddamn floating hoverboard. We succeeded. We get to go down in the ledger of mercenaries as having succeeded at our first contract, and then we won't get bad business because of it. So, excellent work, men and women of, and anyone else of X Company. We are victorious here and in general. I am going to go take a breather, calm down, and then we'll do a post-mission post-contract look at all of this crazy shit. See you folks next time. Well, hell, no, fuck it. You get to see it. You get to see us finishing the contract. We're not done yet. We're not done until it's all over. Yes, I want to save a record of that salvage. Let's see what tasty nummies I took home. Winner is Team 1. That's me. Yeah, hell yeah, I controlled the battlefield at the end of the scenario. Hell yeah, the only thing that took any significant damage was Sassy. Hell yeah, we kept both of those stingers and all of these guys. And hell yeah, what in the fuck are you where's the... Oh, did it explode too hard? I think it exploded too hard. It might have exploded too hard. Well, sad, but the good news is we can take home... Can we trick them at the end? We could, but... Fuck you. I'm taking home this Pegasus, and there's nothing you can do about it. Don't capture anyone at the end. Haven't taken a lot of prisoners this time, but that's not really surprising. Kill claims. Okay, the Prowler was definitely taken out by, let's see here. Was that Hog? I think Hog was the one that did that. Yes, the Hog is the one that disabled it. So we'll give that to him. And this one, I believe Sassy was the first one to fuck up its fans, although, Dizzy certainly made an effort at it. But okay, victory. Victory for us. Why is that still reading 0? Right, it doesn't refresh until like day after. Actually, may need to restart this thing just to make sure that the contract score... Hang on. Gonna just quickly save the campaign. Yes, there's a lot of those, but I just save a lot of times when I'm doing just in between missions. Let's see here. Yep, we took home that Pegasus hover tank. We do have to remember that for right today, it's in the field, but we'll keep that in mind for right today. We've got a lot of repairs to do, and unfortunately I don't want to neglect them by advancing the day. Although we don't need to advance the day. This is the last it. This is the thing. The contract is over. The contract is over today. We completed your last mission. That's still reading a 0. I don't like that. Give me just a moment. I'm gonna just reload this and make sure that it is at 1. It should take it into account, even if I don't advance the day. So hang on. We've saved it. I'm gonna make triple sure that I've saved it. We load the campaign. We open that back up. Yeah. Contract score 1. Ha 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 ha. All right. Mission complete, you Lyran fucks. Outcome success. I've got a positive contract score. Ha ha ha. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Let's go take a look at our brand new, slightly higher Dragoons rating. I guess that'll update tomorrow. Whatever. Point is, yeah, okay. So I won't subject you to too much. I am going to do a follow-up video of analyzing this whole damn thing. But before then, I'll probably go ahead and make some hard decisions about where we're going to go from here and what we're going to do. Um, and you'll get to hear all about those later. So, see you later, folks.